Hey, what do you say we test your logical thinking by solving these 10 kids' riddles? Exceptional logical thinking is rare in today's world. Do you think you have it? Well, let's find out with a couple of brain teasers. But don't sigh with relief just yet, because these riddles aren't as easy as you might think. Before we start, remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Now you won't miss any of our new videos. Okay, here we go. Riddle number 1. Look at this toy pyramid carefully. In what order will you see the colors from the top view? You have 15 seconds to think about it. Have you prepared your answer yet? It's not that hard. Look at the pyramid carefully again. From the top view, you'll see the colors in this order: dark blue, light blue, green, yellow, and red. Easy peasy. Riddle number 2. A man wrote 3 words on a glass board, but it suddenly fell and shattered into numerous pieces. Here are some of the pieces with letters on them. Each of these 3 groups of letters forms a word. Can you find out what the words are and find the odd one out? Think quickly. You have only 15 seconds. Let's look at it together. The first set of letters forms the word bacon. The second set makes the word cupcake. Ooh, bacon cupcakes, And the third one says love. If you chose love as the odd one out, you're wrong. It's actually bacon, because cupcake and love both end with an E. We warned you that the riddles weren't easy, so keep an eye out. No, not literally. Don't take your eye out. Ew. Riddle number 3. Let's talk about family now. Imagine a family with 2 mothers, 2 daughters, 1 grandmother, and 1 granddaughter. The question is simple. How many people are in this family? Count them all in 15 seconds. The key to cracking this riddle is remembering that one person isn't always only one thing. For example, someone's daughter is also someone else's granddaughter. In this particular family, there are actually 3 members: a grandmother, her daughter, and her granddaughter. Think about it. The grandmother is the mother to her daughter, while her daughter is the mother to her granddaughter. We guess family ties can be really confusing. Riddle number 4. Look at this shape carefully. Now look at these 3 shapes that it becomes if you turn it to one side or the other. One of these 3 is, again, an odd one out. Can you spot it? Time is ticking. If you chose shape C as the odd one out, congratulations! You've passed this test. Look at it once again. The red square here at the end is missing, while shapes A and B are perfectly fine. Attention is the key. Riddle number 5. 2, 5, 8, 14, and… Can you figure out what the next number should be and why? Time to use your logical thinking again. The correct answer here is 23. Did you guess correctly? The pattern is very simple. You need to add the first number to the next number and add 1 after that. For example, 2 plus 5 is 7, and 7 plus 1 is 8. Then 5 plus 8 is 13, and 13 plus 1 is 14. And finally, 8 plus 14 is 22, and 22 plus 1 is 23. Just like that. Riddle number 6. Look at these 4 letter combinations. Each of them forms the last name of a famous person. Your task is simple. Find out what these last names are and identify the odd one out. Your 15 seconds start now. Well, let's see whether you crack this riddle. The first name is Da Vinci. The second one is Vivaldi. The third one is Van Gogh. And the final one is Rembrandt. If you've answered this part right, you've probably picked Vivaldi as the odd one out, which is right. He's the only composer in this list of painters. Well done. Riddle number 7. There's a shelf of books in a library. On this shelf, a particular book is 4th from the left and the 6th from the right. Knowing this, can you figure out how many books there are on this shelf? Tick-tock. If your answer is 9, you're right, and should give yourself a pat on the back if your arm's long enough. If the book is the 4th from the left, that means there are 3 books before it. And if it's the 6th from the right, that means there are 5 books after it. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus the book itself gives us 9. Riddle number 8. O, T, T, F, F, S, S. There should be 3 more letters in this sequence. But what are they? Use these 15 seconds to crack this riddle. The correct answer is much simpler and easier than you probably thought. These numbers represent the first letters of the numbers 1 to 10. Here we finished on a 7, so the next 3 letters are E for 8, N for 9, and T for 10. Simply genius! Riddle number 9. Let's throw a bit more math into the mix, shall we? Let's look at these 2 equations. Given this information, do you have any idea which number should be in the place of this question mark and why? Take your time. The numbers in these equations symbolize the number of times the straight lines cross the pictures. If you look carefully at the first one, you'll see 9 crossing points, while the last picture shows only 4. And here's your answer. Riddle number 10. Here's another number progression for you. Can you find the mistake here? Our traditional 15 seconds begin. To be fair, we couldn't find an answer to this riddle. Do you have any variants? Share them in the comments so we can find the right solutions together. How many of these riddles did you get right? Tell us all about it in the comments below with your answer to the last riddle. And don't forget to give us a like and click subscribe to stay on the bright side of life. Okay, it's time to put your thinking caps back on and get ready for 11 riddles only really smart people can crack. We all want to be exceptionally observant and witty, right? I know I do. However, in real life, we rarely get the chance to find out whether we truly possess these qualities or not. So, are you ready to put yourself to the ultimate sharpness test? Let's get it started then. Before you find out how savvy you are, be sure to hit subscribe and ring this notification bell to never miss a thing on the bright side of life. Here's riddle number 1. Let's start with an easy one. What do you see in this picture? A cube or a hexagon? You have 10 seconds to prepare your final answer. So, what's it going to be? A cube or a hexagon? Whichever you choose, you're right. It's basically both. If you look at this picture from a certain angle, you'll see a hexagon. Looking from another angle will reveal a cube. If you saw both, your eyes didn't lie to you. You're just the master of attention and observation. Riddle number 2. Look at these 3 portions of delicious pasta. I know you want to choose the biggest portion, right? So, which one is it? Time is ticking. Even though plate number 1 is huge, the portion of pasta on it is the same as on the other 2. So, whichever plate you chose, you get exactly the same amount of this tasty meal. Number 3. Now let's change it up a bit and look at these 2 tigers. Are they the same color? Don't overthink it, just trust your intuition. Believe it or not, these tigers are the same color. Let's remove the background for a moment. See? They're completely the same. If you crack this tricky puzzle, props to you. It'll be hard to twist you around anyone's finger. Riddle number 4. View this picture carefully. What does your gut tell you? Are these stairs carved in this big stone, or are they simply next to it? You have 10 seconds to figure it out. Good news! Both answers are correct. Once again, it depends on the angle you're looking from. Add one more point to your observation skills, and let's move right along to the next riddle. Riddle number 5. Let's switch our attention to this magazine. From your point of view, is it open so you can see its pages, or so you can only see its cover? Judging from this picture, both options have the right to exist as they're completely accurate. If you see both of these answers, it's a very good sign that you don't just take a quick look at things. You examine them, and therefore see a lot more. But I'm still not done testing your unique abilities, so get ready for the next challenge. Riddle number 6. These 3 smiling guys have a little question for you. They can't figure out who is the tallest out of them. Find the answer in 10 seconds. So, who's the tallest? Number 1, 2, or 3? Luckily for the guys, they're all the same height. And if you notice that as well, you should give yourself a good pat on the back. Riddle number 7. Now it's time to look at this ring. Is it positioned on its front or back side in this picture? Make up your mind in 10 seconds. This one is tricky but also quite easy since both answers are correct. Once again, you must look at objects from every perspective, remember? Only this kind of perception can help you solve these puzzles one by one. Riddle number 8. Everybody loves cheese, right? Now look at this one and tell me if it's a piece of cheese or a wheel of cheese with a little piece cut off. Hurry up! If you've been scratching your head for 10 seconds straight and still didn't find an answer, don't sweat it out. Both options are correct. It just depends on the angle you're looking from. But don't relax just yet. More riddles are coming. Riddle number 9. Your next task is to look at these 2 dots. Can you tell which of them is higher? At first it seems like it's dot A, but if you look a bit closer and really pay attention, you'll see that they're positioned on the same level. The riddles are getting trickier and trickier, right? Well, prepare yourself for the next one. Riddle number 10. Now look at this tray. Everything seems fine, but I'm not digging this light blue glass right here. What do you think? How can I remove it? You have 10 seconds to think it through. Did you find the solution yet? It's simple. Let's just rotate this tray 180 degrees, and voila! The glass is no longer there. If you didn't get it, don't worry. You still have a chance to redeem yourself with the last, but certainly not least puzzle. Riddle number 11. Let's go back to shape riddles. Here I have a pyramid made of cubes for you. How many cubes do you see here? Count them all in 10 seconds. So, what number did you get? If you've answered 6 or 7, congratulations, you're right. It can be either 6 or 7, depending on the angle you're looking from. So, if you can easily see both, this is yet more evidence of your sharp vision and exceptional observation abilities. And there you go, that was the last riddle. If you answered at least 6 of these questions correctly, you're certainly quick-witted and attentive to detail. But if not, there's no need to worry. There are a couple of ways to train your observation skills and even perfect them. You should start with number 1. Observe the people around you. Not in a creepy way, of course. Just make it a fun little daily exercise. As you have lunch in the cafe or take a walk, look at the people around you. Try to guess their life story and what they do for a living just by paying attention to their attitude and non-verbal behavior. It doesn't really matter whether you guess right or wrong. This exercise will open up your mind to details and make you see secret patterns in people's behavior. Number 2. Ask why. One of the most effective ways to improve your resourcefulness is to ask yourself why questions for everything you observe. This constant circle of thoughts and search for new answers keeps your brain hungry for new information. The key here is to find a happy medium between analyzing everything that happens throughout the day and overthinking everything. Perceive it as a fun brain puzzle game and let this new information go as soon as you're done playing. Number 3. Start drawing. Even if you think you're terrible at painting and drawing, this hobby boosts your observation skills like no other. Just grab a piece of paper and start drawing the objects in front of you. Soon enough, noticing little details and looking at things from a different perspective will come naturally to you, making your everyday life way easier. Number 4. Eat more slowly. If food is one of the biggest loves of your life, you'll surely enjoy this little trick. All you must do is eat more slowly, truly enjoying your meal. Next time you have your favorite dish, try to pay attention to its texture, taste, and smell. This will teach your brain to find connections between different objects on a deeper level and make conclusions based on this newfound information. As a result, your observation skills will skyrocket. Number 5. Learn how to read body language. We all want to read people like an open book, right? Well, body language provides you with all the tools. It teaches you to spot seemingly meaningless details and gestures and figure out people's true intentions through them. You can always find articles and books on body language, so pick them up to learn a trick or two. This new knowledge will not only make your eyes sharper, but also allow you to find out exactly what's on people's minds. Ooh, get ready, get set for 3 mystical riddles for those who believe in the paranormal. Creeped out yet? Here's your chance to feel like Agents Scully and Mulder from the X-Files and solve some mysteries of the paranormal world. Are you ready? Number 1. Reflections. You are entering a room with 4 mirrors. Look closely at each of them. Each mirror reflects a paranormal being. 3 of them are illusory, and only 1 is real. 3 creatures lie, and only 1 is telling the truth. Your task is to find out which of them exists. Here is what they want to tell you. The skeleton claims that it is reflected in either mirror 2 or mirror 3. The ghost says you can see its reflection in either mirror 1 or mirror 4. According to the vampire, his reflection is in mirror 3. The witch assures you she is definitely not in mirror 4. Now it's your time to draw the right conclusions. In which of the mirrors is the existing creature reflected? You have 1 minute to figure it out. "30 seconds have passed, but you still have another 30. Time's up! Do you have an answer? Well, I've got one too. Let's go over it together. If the real creature is reflected in mirror 1, then the ghost and the witch are both telling the truth. It's impossible. If the real creature is reflected in mirror 2, then neither the skeleton nor the witch is lying. It can't be. If the creature that exists is reflected in mirror 3, then the skeleton, the vampire, and the witch all speak the truth. It's impossible again. If the real creature is reflected in mirror 4, then everyone except the ghost lie, which is the right answer. So what can I say? Only the witch is real. Number 2. The Ghost and the King. There once was a kingdom where a wise King Rupert was the ruler. He had a cousin James, who was a true master of poisons, dreaming of power. James was mean and evil, and was stabbed to death in one of the fights. Even after his death, he stalked Rupert as a ghost stuck between the worlds. James said he would only let go of the king if he managed to solve his poison riddle. If he failed, Rupert would join his cousin in death as revenge for the crown James never had. Come on guys, can't we all just get along? Apparently not. So, there were 12 poisons, all marked 1 to 12 according to the fatality degree. So 1 was rather weak, and 12 led to death with no exceptions. Each poison higher on the fatality scale could neutralize the previous one. So 12 could cancel the effect of all other potions if you took it immediately after any other poison. All poisons were colorless and smelled like nothing, resembling water. King Rupert took all the odd-number poisons. James had all the even-numbered poisons and was ready to celebrate the victory. They filled the cups for each other in turns. Quite unexpectedly, the king managed to win, and the ghost of James was banished forever. Can you guess what King Rupert did? You have 2 minutes to figure it out. Fighting for the throne never stops. Even in the paranormal world. Remember what I said about the poisons that look and smell like water? It might help. You have 30 seconds left. Time to check the answer. The ghost of James kept poison 12 to use it later, and started with number 10. King Rupert neutralized it with poison 11. Then he filled a cup with water instead of poison and gave it to James. He took the water for poison and tried neutralizing it with number 12. This is how he was tricked by Rupert and lost. Number 3. Escaping the zombies. Once upon a time, in a secret lab high in the mountains, there was a young intern. By accident, He dropped a test tube with an experimental virus that turned people into zombies. Hey, how come they never turn into Charlie's Angels or the lifeguards from Baywatch? Well, for some reason, this virus did not affect everyone. The intern, the lab assistant, the technician, and the old professor didn't turn into the living dead. All they want to do is escape from the lab, and you're the only one who can help them. There is just one way to safety – to the top of another mountain across an old suspension bridge. The professor did some math and figured out they've got 17 minutes before the zombies get to the bridge. Even if one zombie sets foot on the bridge, it will collapse, of course. The only way to save everyone is to figure out a way to move them to the other side before time runs out. It's not that easy to do it. The bridge is only strong enough for 2 people at the same time, and you all can't walk at the same speed. Naturally, why make this easy? The intern is the athletic type and can cross the bridge in 1 minute. The lab assistant has never done any sports, but is young and can get there in 2 minutes. The technician is pretty massive and will need 5 minutes to carry his muscly body to the other side. The old professor uses a walking cane, and crossing the bridge will take him 10 minutes. And, since it's all happening at night, you can't move without a flashlight. They only had enough time to grab one of those, and, of course, it's running out of battery. So it's only good to light a little area around. Whoever is crossing the bridge will need the flashlight. Let's see if your math knowledge and logic can help you save the poor fellows from turning into zombies. Since this task is not an easy one, and the future of humanity depends on it, I'll give you 2 minutes to figure it all out. 4 people, 17 minutes, 1 bridge, and 1 flashlight. Let's give it a go. One minute left. Time for the explanation. The secret is that the slowest 2 people of the group, the technician and the old professor, must cross the bridge together. Since they need a flashlight to cross the bridge, the fastest of them all should carry it there and back. First, the intern and the lab assistant cross the bridge. It will take 2 minutes in one direction and another minute for the intern to get back with the flashlight. Then it's time for the technician and the old professor to get to safety with the flashlight. It will all take 10 minutes and leave them only 4 minutes for the rest of the team to escape. Ooh, it's getting exciting. The lab assistant should hurry up back from the other side with the flashlight. It will take him 2 minutes. Then the intern and the assistant will cross the bridge together in 2 minutes. Bingo! The zombies make it to the bridge but crush it and fall into the abyss. You just saved the world from the zombie apocalypse. I'm so proud of you. Now, did you manage to solve all the riddles? Share your results in the comments. Like this video if it gave your brain a good stretch.
10 clever riddles that will puzzle you to pieces. Get ready, you'll need all your logic skills and lateral thinking to figure out the answers to these riddles. Number 1. A hijack riddle. A criminal hijacks a plane which is transporting a valuable cargo and 8 passengers. He takes the cargo and demands 9 parachutes from the crew. After his order is carried out, he puts on one of the parachutes and jumps out of the plane, leaving the rest of the parachutes behind. Why did he request 9 parachutes? You have 15 seconds to consider his reasons. The countdown has started. The hijacker is a clever man. He realizes that if the crew members believe that he's going to take hostages with him, they will never risk giving him a damaged parachute. Number 2. A bus driver riddle. A bus driver is heading down the street in Boston. He passes a stop sign without slowing down, turns right at the corner where there is a no right turn sign. After that, he goes the wrong way along a one-way street. What is more, later he moves to the left side of the road going past a police car. However, policemen don't stop him as he hasn't broken any traffic rules. How so? 15 seconds for you to solve this mystery. Confusion in this case can arise because the profession of the man is mentioned. But in fact, the bus driver isn't on duty, he is just walking. Number 3. A philosophical riddle about betrayal. Jack and Anna were so unhappy that they decided to end their lives. They agreed to jump from a skyscraper on the count of 5. So they started to count, and as soon as 5 sounded, Jack stepped from the roof while Anna remained unmoving. She observed Jack falling for about 6 seconds, after which his parachute opened. So here's the question, who betrayed whom? This is an unusual riddle. Take your time, you have 15 seconds. Despite the fact that both participants of this drama stayed alive, it was Jack who betrayed Anna. Probably she didn't jump because her survival instinct kicked in and there was nothing she could do to overcome it. At the same time, Jack, having a parachute behind his back, had been prepared to avoid death that day. Number 4. An elevator riddle. One man lives on the 11th floor. He goes down to the first floor using an elevator every morning. But when he comes back in the evening, there are 2 ways he gets to his flat. If the day is rainy, or if there are other people in the elevator, he goes directly to his floor. Otherwise, he uses the elevator to get to the 8th floor and then walks 3 more flights of stairs up to reach his apartment. Why? Get that brain of yours into gear and solve this riddle. 15 seconds. 14, 13, The problem of the man is his short height. He can't reach his floor button, but can ask others to do this, or he can push number 11 on the panel with his umbrella. Number 5. A lateral thinking riddle. A father and his son get into a car crash. Unfortunately, the father dies on the spot, but the boy can still be saved and is rushed to a hospital. However, the surgeon who's supposed to carry out the operation, after seeing the boy, refuses to perform it, saying, "I can't operate because this boy is my son." How is such a situation possible? Come on, turn on your lateral thinking and crack this riddle. The surgeon who refuses to operate is the boy's mother. Number 6. A confusing riddle. Why is it illegal for a man living in Phoenix to be buried in Chicago? 15 seconds for you to find all the reasons and arguments. Well, it's against the law because the man is still alive. Have you cracked this riddle? If so, press the like button. Number 7. A clever admirer riddle. A businessman and a doctor are both in love with one beautiful woman called Mary. Unfortunately for the businessman, he has to go on a 1-week-long business trip. Before going away, he gives Mary 7 green apples. Why does he do this? Tick tock, have you already unraveled this mystery? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Number 8. A perfect solution riddle. A man is driving along the street on a cold, stormy night. He's passing a bus stop where he notices 3 people waiting for a bus. They are an elderly lady who looks ready to drop, an old friend who saved his life once, and the woman of his dreams. Unfortunately, the man has a sports car with just 1 passenger seat. Who should he choose? That's a dilemma. 15 seconds for you to make a choice. In fact, this is not a dilemma at all. Of course, the man should invite the elderly lady to sit in the passenger seat. After that, he should give the car keys to his friend and wait for the bus together with his ideal woman. Number 9. A challenge riddle. Once a mathematics teacher was challenged to make a line that had been drawn on a piece of paper smaller. The condition was that she couldn't erase it. Anyway, it took her just a couple of seconds to do it. How? You have a bit more than a couple of seconds, but don't waste time. Have you worked this riddle out? The teacher took a pen and drew a long line parallel to the first one, therefore making the first one smaller. Number 10. A coffee cups riddle. Look at this pretty coffee pot that is filling the cups with freshly brewed coffee. Stop! Stop dreaming about coffee. Better solve this riddle. Which cup will get filled first? Don't hurry, you have 15 seconds to figure it out. Are you there yet? All you need is to be extra attentive. If you are, then you have noticed that all the pipes leading to the cups are blocked at one point or another. All but this one leading to cup 5. This means that cup 5 will be the only one that will get filled.
All right, 7 tricky riddles that will test your logic and flatulence. I mean, intelligence. Sorry, I just wanted to see if you were paying attention. Get ready to take part in this intellectual mini-marathon to test your logic and attention. We have 7 riddles, and each of them is harder than the one before it. Number 1. 7 sisters in the cottage. Cheese. 7 sisters went to the cottage, and every single one of them decided to start doing something. The first one started reading a novel. The second one tried frying pancakes. The third started playing chess. The fourth started doing crosswords. The fifth started doing the laundry, bless her heart. The sixth started watering the plants. And what did the seventh sister do? You have 15 seconds to think it over. Are you ready to find out the answer? The seventh sister is playing chess with the third. Logical, isn't it? She just needed a partner to play. Number 2. Shoe theft, or his missing soul. One young man inherited 2 factories where lovely ladies' shoes were produced. All was going well until the man noticed that the employees started stealing the beautiful shoes for their girlfriends and wives, and there was no way to catch everyone. What decision did the young man make to decrease the number of stolen shoes? Your 15 seconds start now. Well, he didn't install spy gadgets everywhere or hire the best security to follow everyone. The owner ordered one factory to produce only the right shoes and the other one only the left shoes. Number 3. Cat and mouse. When it's raining, the cat is in the room or in the basement. When the cat is in the room, the mouse is in the burrow, and the cheese is in the fridge. If the cheese is on the table and the cat is in the basement, then the mouse is in the room. Now it's raining, and the cheese is on the table. Where are the cat and the mouse? You don't have to be a cat person to solve this one. It's all logic. According to the task, the cat can be in 2 places, either in the room or in the basement. But the cat can't be in the room because the cheese is not in the fridge, it's on the table. So the cat is in the basement. We know that the cheese is on the table and the cat is in the basement. This means that the mouse is in the room. Why we even care about this, I have no idea. However, on we go. Number 4. How many femurs do you have? On an exam, a professor gave a female student a femur and asked, "How many femurs do you have?" 5. Wrong. You have only 2 femurs. But the student was right. How is this possible? You've got 15 seconds to figure it out. Time's up. Do you have an answer? It's logical again. The student was pregnant. She meant her 2 femurs, the 2 femurs of her child, and the one she was holding in her hand. Kinda makes you want a thigh there, doesn't it? Number 5. Outsmart the ruler. An autocratic ruler of an island didn't want aliens to settle on the island. He wanted to seem like a fair monarch, so he made a law. According to the law, every person who wants to settle on the island has to make a statement on which their lives would depend. The statement said, if the alien tells the truth, he will be shot, and if he tells lies, he will be hung. So, what should the alien say to outsmart the ruler? Well, this is a tricky one, but you've got 15 seconds to find the right words. So, if the alien says, "I'm sentenced to be hanged," he will corner the ruler. If this is true, the ruler needs to shoot him. But it's not true. And if it's not true, he must be hung. But this would mean that he told the truth. So the statement, "I'm sentenced to be hanged," will save the alien's life. So why doesn't the alien just pull out his ray gun and zap the ruler? Oh well. Number 6. Fill in the blank. Maya is the daughter of Robert. Robert is the blank of Maya's father. Can you make this statement complete? What kind of relative could it be? Did I trick you with that relative question? I hope I didn't. The answer is name. Robert is the name of Maya's father. Yeah, that was tricky. Number 7. Connect all the dots using only 3 lines. Do you think you can connect all the dots using only 3 lines in 15 seconds? Let's give it a go. Remember, the most obvious solution isn't always the right one. This riddle tests your ability to think outside the box. When we see 4 dots forming a square, it's obvious that we want to connect them in this figure. But it's not possible to form a square with 3 lines. So why not create a triangle instead? Genius! Any Chicago Bulls fans out there? Check out this NBA team's logo. Everything seems as it should, but there's something hiding here. What can you see other than the bull? Answer: flip the bull's logo upside down, and it's a robot reading a book on a park bench. And now, you'll never be able to unsee this. You're welcome. Hey, how many of these riddles did you get right? Share with us in the comments and challenge your friends to try solving them all too. 9 brain-cracking riddles that will test your intellect. Are you ready to stretch your brain quite a bit? Then hit thumbs up and let's go! 1. Magic appearance. This riddle involves some magic, some numbers, and maybe something else. I can't tell you yet. How can you make one disappear by adding to it? Time to think it over. Did you find the answer? All you have to do is add the letter G to 1, and then it's gone. Magic! 2. Sunday mystery. There is a code for each of the days of the week, except for Sunday. Can you help find its value? Just figure out the logic behind all the other digits, and you'll do it easily. You have 30 seconds for this task. Time for the explanation. If you paid attention to every number, you must have figured out that the first digit stood for the number of the letters in the word. The second one is the number of the day in the week. What comes next is the sum of both numbers. So, the value of Sunday is 6713. Number 3. The secret code. Here is a secret number for you to decipher. I'll give you a hint. Circles stand for numbers. Can you guess what the triangle, square, and arrows stand for? You'll have 30 seconds for this tricky puzzle. That was a good one. And here is the explanation. Arrows are comparison signs. Triangles stand for equal signs, and the square is a plus sign. It all makes sense now. Number 4. Balloon equation. Can you figure out how much each of the balloons is worth? Ready, steady, go. That was easy, wasn't it? The blue balloon is a 9, the yellow balloon is a 4, and the green one is a 1. Number 5. Flower equation. Another fun equation that looks like spring. Can you guess what each of the flowers stands for and count it all up? Your 30 seconds for the task start now. Well, before I give you the final answer, let's go along each line. We have 3 red flowers, that equals 60, which makes 1 red flower a 20. 20 and 2 purple flowers gives us 30, so the value of a purple flower is 5. 5 minus 2 yellow flowers equals 3. So now I see that a yellow flower is a 1. Finally, 1 plus 20 times 4 gives us 81. Why do we multiply by 4 and not 5? Because the flower is missing 1 petal. Number 6. Missing letters. Find the logic behind this sequence, and you will get the missing letters. Give it some thought. You've got 30 seconds. Here comes the explanation. B, C, D, E, and other letters we see in line can all be reversed vertically and not change a bit. Following this logic, we can add H and I to the list. Number 7. Colors. You should figure out which number between 0 and 9 stands for each color to solve this bright equation. Take your time, but no longer than 30 seconds. Ten seconds to go. Time to check out the answer. 4 squared equals 16. 6 squared is 36. So here are the numbers for each color. Yellow is 2. Green is 4. Blue is 6. Red is 1. And pink is 3. Number 8. 3D cube.